everybody. It is Case from Q101. This is a Case for, a show in which I have coerced management and letting me talk to my favorite bands. With me today on location at Lollapalooza is two returning guests to the program, Ian Shelton of Militarie Gun and now Kevin Kiley of Militarie Gun. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Wow. Welcome to the show, guys. How are you guys doing?
I think we're doing all right.
Yeah, doing great.
Good. It's very
a little
warm
more dry.
out.
It's
You
warm
guys are
out.
both wearing long sleeves. Yeah. Do we want to talk about that decision at all?
Have to hide the drug problem. Just kidding.
Sacrifice for the swag, you know?
Okay.
No one wants to see the skin from us. You know, it's we're not that style of bands. Like, people are like, see us, they're like, put as much clothes on as possible.
I disagree. I was with you guys last night at Cobra, and you popped the top off at the very end.
I hate doing it. It makes me feel so self-conscious.
No,
I
it
don't
was
like
badass. It looked awesome.
but-
I was like, damn, Ian's kind of built. I like the way he looks. No, it's fantastic.
I don't like people to know the way I look, so thank you.
I like
I'm going
it.
to cancel you later for this.
Oh, please. No, it's a matter of time. Speaking of cancellations, possibly, the last time we spoke was at Bottom Lounge in February.
Yeah.
Do you remember the conversation that we had?
I was pretty drunk. I don't know.
I came up to you after the show.
That's where he got invited into the band, was that show.
Good. We're going to talk
true.
about that in just a second.
It's true.
I came up to you after the show, and you said, I have a clip idea for you, but I'm going to roast you. And it was because you did a lounge for Q101, and I asked you a question that I shouldn't have about the state of hardcore. First of all, I'd like to formally apologize. Second of all, before we really get started, what do you not want to talk about? What are you sick of answering? Because we will
It's all
strike
on
it from the
table.
record.
Well, I mean, the whole, like, what's it like to be a part of this moment of hardcore thing? It's just, like, literally every interview.
Of course.
Luckily, it's kind of been going away from that. As you can see, there's not too many hardcore bands here at Lollapalooza this year. The other band from our scene is Fleshwater.
That's right.
And again, you couldn't call Fleshwater a hardcore band.
No, you couldn't.
So, I don't know. No, everything's on the table. You can ask that question again if you want.
Ian, what's it like riding this wave of hardcore? Talk to me about Turnstile's importance to your band.
We're going to leave now.
We do have a new member here. Kevin, I have been a longtime fan of Lurk. Of course, Militarie Gun's first show in Chicago, downstairs at Sub T, was the Lurk record release show in 2021. I was there, very fun night. Tell me how you got into Militarie Gun. How did you coerce your way in here?
Well, I've known Ian for a few years because we were talking about doing a music video together.
For the LP, for the album.
For the Lurk LP. And then something called COVID happened and kind of messed it up.
Created Militarie Gun.
Created Militarie Gun. So we became friends through that. And he sent me the demos for Militarie Gun.
All the earliest demos I would send to Kevin, just as like a person that played in what I viewed as like a similar band to Militarie Gun. As like, you know, I was like, oh, maybe someday we'll do like a Lurk Militarie Gun tour.
Yeah.
And now he's joined the band. Well, just say what you said to me in the green room at that show.
Well, so I was already planning to move to Los Angeles. And so I was like, you live in LA, if you ever want to make music together, jam or something, you know. And then
He said if ever you need someone to play
and if you ever
Militarie
need someone to play guitar,
and
I
I
do play
said,
guitar.
it was like he started glowing gold in that moment, and a light came down from the heavens. I was like, the final missing piece, and it's so far the prophecy has been fulfilled. Kevin Kiley was the missing piece.
I love it. Your backing vocals on stage are really lovely. It really
thank
adds
you.
to the set in a way that is really nice.
Thank you.
So
I think at some point every member of Militarie Gun will be singing, but this is like the next step
With the
into where we
Eagles
want to be,
level
you know?
harmonies, yeah.
I didn't know David could sing the way that he did
Yeah,
until
he
last
can,
night.
yeah,
He
yeah.
kind of killed that.
Dude, you got to check it out when we sing gentle,
Gentle and soft. Yeah, we're working on that one.
I love it.
smooth and easy. He's supposed to be harmonizing me, but he's not.
Well-
he's shy. It's all good. Keep moving.
We didn't warm up.
You are a bit of a shy boy. I like it though. It's intriguing. It's mysterious.
We met in sausage school.
I'm mysterious, yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So you guys, I don't want to say bounced around members for a long time, but you guys were sharing members with Drug Church among other bands for a while. How difficult was that with touring as much as you guys do?
Well, that was the thing, was that like the schedules never really lined up. Like Nick Cogan was in the band for a long time, but for the longest time had played less shows than the average fill-in for Militarie Gun. And then at a certain point, Modern Color made a new record, which actually just just released, I think last week. And, it's just like they picked up their touring schedule, and it was like, we have nothing but love, but it was the time for all of the, we were the band taking the hit always. And so it was like, well, I don't want to spend all of our time between tours practicing and training new people. Like, I would like to have a real lineup, and really that's where we're at now with David Stallsworth on the drums and Kevin. And, Waylon's been playing with us since our first tour, and Will was the first person I ever asked to be in the band. So it feels good, feels like such a solid unit.
Good.
And no intentions on changing it anytime soon.
Well, one of the things that struck me last night when I was watching you guys at Cobra Lounge was just how tight you guys are live. And it's all, from show one, it was like, oh, these guys are next level. But let me run through the year you've had. You tell me if I've missed anything. U.S. headliner.
Yep.
UK headliner.
That was last year.
Okay, a bunch of shows in the UK.
Yep.
Australia.
Yep.
Opening for A Day to Remember.
Yep.
Made a song for Post Malone.
Yep.
Produced a new Public Opinion song.
Yeah.
And the entire record?
Produced the entire album co-produced with Taylor Young.
Did I miss anything?
More to come.
You wrote a song.
Year's not over.
Yeah, the year's not over. We've written a record. We've played all these major festivals. I don't know. We're very proud of what has been going on. It's been cool. We just want to keep it. Our goal is to write finish the next record, record the next record. We have 20 songs, but we're trying to write more and then edit it down and make a better record than we ever have before. You
have this legendary vault of, Life Under the Gun was written during COVID before you guys ever played a show. How much is in the Militarie Gun vault of that could be an album song?
Thought You Were Waving's original demo was made 2 years ago.
That's nuts.
It was recorded far before Life Under the Gun was finalized.
Really?
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm stoked on that song. I'm really hoping it comes to radio. I'm hoping we can play it here on Q101 like we did Do It Faster.
I would really love that.
Yeah, it's nice, right? A little radio
checks
checks
aren't bad. A lot of
politics
politics in the radio game, though. I don't know how it works.
Let me tell you, the day that song came out, I went to my boss's office. I said, "Did you hear the new Militarie Gun track?" He said, "No," and then I played it for him, and he said,
slapped the CD on his desk.
And he said, "Oh, that's really good." I said, "Yeah, we should play it." Why did it take so long for that song to come out? What were you tinkering with for 2 years?
It's a really boring answer, but there's this gap in the middle of the song, in between the choruses and verses.
Wow, we have a helicopter coming over our heads. I hope it's
That's
not an
ride.
Emergency situation. Is that your ride now?
Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
You guys have had a good year.
We gotta get out of here. It's a boring answer, but we had the wrong chorus.
Really?
It was the finger plucking part that is the gaps between the verses was the chorus part for me. And then we worked with this guy, Bobby the Hacks and Cloak, who kind of scores a bunch of movies and TV shows. And working with him, we wrote a bridge, which ended up just being the chorus. And then I ended up singing on it with our friend Phil Odom and coming up with the concept for the song. But it's the instrumental was laying around just kind of not correct. It wasn't inspiring enough. I knew there was something inside of it, but didn't inspire what it needed to be the song that it needed to be. And so I just sat there until the wavelength was right.
For sure. Which was harder to put together, that one or Very High? Because I know Very High took a long time to come together as well.
Neither were. It all happened. Very High was a lot more critical thought. This was just it sat around until all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, we got it right.
Gotcha. Well, let me ask, because your output is so absurd, and I find myself doing a lot of things, but immediately after I'm done, I typically hate what I do. I think back on our interview, and I'm like, oh man, that was bad.
Yeah, he did accuse one of our members of being a serial killer.
I did do that.
Who was it?
He wanted,
I did do that.
Waylon. He wanted to do this interview. He was like, that's the guy that called me a serial killer? I'm not going to go.
But with the output you guys have, I'm curious because I hate everything that I do. But when you look back on something like All Roads to the Gun, are you still I crushed that? Or are you critical of everything you do as well?
No, very critical. But the good thing is that because we create a backlog, we can sit on things long enough to ensure that they're worth releasing. By the time that we make this next record, I'll at least have been listening to most of the songs for 2 years.
Okay.
So if I'm, after 2 years, still down to hear the song, then I think it's probably worth releasing.
It's a good test.
Sure. Yeah. If it can stand the test of time. There's also great stuff that happens instantly and it can stick, but I think if you can listen to a song for 2 years, then yeah, it's worth putting out.
I
in
almost
the
get
public.
nervous when something comes out too quick, and you're like, "This is it," and then it may, I don't know, make it
It
sour
can be,
quick.
but also if the intuition's there, you know, if
Yeah.
it's right, it's right.
Good, good. Let me ask you a deep cut military gun question. I'm curious. One of the best songs you guys have ever written is "Stuck in a Spin," and you guys don't play that live. And what's up with that?
It's a dud.
I love it.
It's a dud.
That
It's a
when
dud.
I heard "Stuck in a Spin," I was
it
like,
doesn't get any love.
Really?
People don't really like it, I don't
I
think.
love it.
So like we love playing long sets. I love like stretching out and playing a lot of material. And we did it on a tour, and it just was like, I mean, maybe people in their head are really enjoying it, but it's not like there's not a reaction. There's not a lot of people singing it. I'm really proud of it. I mean, talking about what I would change a lot is like a lot of those songs are kind of boring vocally. Like there are a lot of one-note songs without like melody really in the vocals. So I wish I could go back and change it. I think that I've done that with the live version of Disposable Plastic Trash, where there is like an actual chorus melody now. There's a lot more melody to that song than it used to have.
I can hear that.
So like when we do a live record, like that'll be on it, because then they'll be like, oh, here's a new version of that old song.
For sure.
Maybe that could happen with Stuck in a Spin. I love the materials, but I don't love the song.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Jacoby Shaddix of Papa Roach, he loves your band.
I know.
He came in and did a Q101 lounge, and I wore my military gun shirt. When I said hi to him, he goes, I like those guys. I like those guys.
Yeah.
What's up?
So it's funny. So he followed us on Instagram, and we don't like follow people from the band account, but I, whenever I notice it's somebody that I like grew up listening to, or if someone I respect, I'll just shoot him a DM and be like, yo, we love you, you know, like. And I did that with Jacoby Shaddix, and I was like, that was a cool moment. I mean, we've had an amazing amount of cool moments with people that we grew up listening to.
That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah.
'Cause I watched the Good Charlotte interview you did, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had a show until then, but I really enjoyed the interview. Who are the people that have hit you up where you're like, oh my God, I feel like I'm doing the thing that I've always wanted to do?
Well, we hung out with Isaac Brock from Hottest Mouse the other night.
That's what's up. How was that?
It was legendary.
Of course.
He slapped the shit out of Will.
Why did he do that?
He thought that Will was sleepy, so he just like leaned over and slapped him in the face. And then Will slapped him, and then he slapped Will, and then Will slapped him. It was like, yeah, they got into like a slap fight.
That's nuts.
It was awesome.
Kevin, have you come across anybody where you're really stoked that they're like, oh my God, they listen to the band that I'm in now?
I mean, Post Malone. That was like obvious, but
Yeah, we got to hang out with him for 2 days in Paris.
yeah,
It's been-
hanging out
Our
with him.
lives are just really
yeah, hanging out with
funny.
him for 2 days was sick. Honestly, just like felt like a guy I'd hang out with normally, which was shocking. It's not shocking, but I don't know, it was cool. Jason Narducci, it was cool to
Oh,
hang out with
yeah,
Jason
yeah.
At Bottom Lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
it's been short. I'm sure there will be a lot more.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's been a lot of like, oh, I met Tom from MXPX the other night,
Really?
and he was real stoked. He's gonna come hang out with us at our thing that we're doing in Seattle next weekend.
That's what's up.
It's just like, yeah, it's like there's no shortage of people whose music I looked up to that are like, oh, actually, I like. It's funny because I'm like, also it'd just be great to have like a ton of like fans that are like really relevant, like, you know, like really happening right now. But instead we have a lot of idols, like childhood idols, and I'm like, okay, this works too.
Good. Well, before you go, last time we spoke, I didn't ask you about RJC because we were in front of a live studio audience, and I was assuming they maybe didn't know RJC.
Yeah,
Can we expect a new album in 2024? What's the story there?
you can expect 2 new songs on Tuesday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they'll be out by the time that people see this thing,
Yeah,
so that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So, new Regional Justice Center songs, new album, Freedom Sweet Freedom, out September 20th.
Awesome. Are you guys going to come to Chicago? Please say
We
yes.
will. My goal is to play with Nachos in Chicago. That'd be the dream.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I'll fly back.
We
to
ran
that.
into Nachos in a. Talk about hanging out with celebrities. We ran into Weekend Nachos
Oh, yeah.
in a Wendy's in Lebec, California.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Chicago Power Violence
That's what's up.
royalty right there.
Did you go to the second day of the Rumble or just the first one?
I was just at third day.
Okay.
I had like a crazy schedule that week, but I was like, I have to see Nachos in Chicago before I leave. You know.
This is unrelated to anything, but Modern Life is War played the next day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That band has their fastball in a way that I was not expecting them to still have their fastball.
Still a great live
they
band, yeah.
ripped. It was unbelievable.
It's awesome.
All right, good.
Never listened to them.
Really?
No.
They're cool.
Really? You've never listened?
No, I've never listened to it.
Okay, you gotta do that. They're really good. Before I let you go, I talked to Patrick Kinlan earlier this year, which was the most nervous I've ever been because.
Oh, come on, hey guy's a windbag. All you have to do it. You don't even have to say anything.
I was really afraid he was going to hate me. I don't think
he doesn't hate anyone. He doesn't hate anyone.
I asked him at the end. And I hope you could talk about this without getting in trouble. I asked him if there was going to be a new SWAT record because I am a SWAT super fan. And he said there were some roadblocks there. I'm just curious since the spring if there's been any updates there.
I think that I'm just going to do the songs without him. I write all the songs, and it just is too logistically a hassle to work together. So
okay, because he keeps on talking about, self-defense family's coming, new music, and it's not happening. I don't know what
they're recording self-defense family right now.
Okay, good.
So
maybe that'll see the light of day one day.
SWAT will just be a new band, I think.
Wonderful. All right. Well, I love you guys. Thank you as always for taking the time to be kind and to hang out. And before we go, this is the Case for new episodes every Monday.
Wait.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about Thought You Were Waving. You got to promote Thought You Were Waving.
I'm going to.
Okay, say it. You got to say it right now. Okay.
Straight to the point.
Military Gun, Thought You Were Waving. It's streaming now. It'll be on Q101 soon. You better listen to it. Also, if you're watching me right now, new episodes every Monday. I've talked to bands like Knocked Loose and Drain and Military Gun before. It's on Q101's YouTube channel. Please follow me on Instagram. I need more followers @_Case Lowe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day.